Hey guys, it's Matthew here, and today we're going to be talking about some new releases that Omega put out. We've got a new Seamaster Professional release, we've got some new Seamaster 300 releases, and even the Ville collection is getting a little bit of love. Speaking of getting some love, let's give some love to the like button and subscribe button, please. It really helps us out. My co-producer and I, Ian, really do appreciate it. So thank you so much for your guys' support. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about today is the new Seamaster Professional line. It's one of Omega's main collections, really well known for getting a lot of exposure in the James Bond movies, of course. This particular release that they came out with is actually an all-black ceramic case release that they came out with, 43.5 millimeter case, all black tones, so it got ceramic case with PVD hands and indices. PVD on the outside of a case would normally be like a liability for some really bad scratches and some expensive repair bills to have the whole case basically recoated with PVD. So it's really good that they have it on the inside. It gives it a nice sleek look, and it comes with a matching black rubber strap. So very sleek design. It has the caliber 8806. Which is resistant to magnetic fields up to 15,000 Gauss. A lot of Omega's new releases come with this magnetic resistance, and actually all the releases I'm going to be talking about in this video have magnetic resistance pretty much the same level. This movement has automatic winding, 55-hour power reserve, so pretty decent, not something super spectacular, but about on par with most other in-house movements that other major brands are coming out with. And so this is going to be coming out at $8,650, which is kind of like right up there, I guess you could say, with the Rolex Submariner price in terms of retail anyway. But this is actually a ceramic case, which is a little bit more of an exotic sort of material. So I think it's really good value actually that Omega is presenting with this particular release. We've also got now the Seamaster 300, the more vintage sort of style releases. Just last video I was talking about how vintage is kind of like the current era that we're in the watch industry, and we're seeing it still with these new Seamaster 300 releases. The Seamaster 300 was based off of a watch that was released several years ago by Omega, and this particular release that they've come out with now actually kind of emulates the well, I want to say it kind of actually draws a little bit of a design element from Panerai actually. In the Panerai collectors community, or really anyone that knows anything about Panerai, knows that you have the sausage dials, which are essentially printed numerals on the dial, whereas the sandwich dials have this like disc under the main dial, and basically it kind of has like a little sort of a stencil design setup. So they've actually added that to these new Seamaster 300 releases. We've got black dial and blue dial variants here. You can get on a steel bracelet or a strap. The movement is the caliber 8912. So that's got the METAS certification, which is Omega's own chronometer certification institute. So instead of going through the regular Swiss COSC institute like other brands do, they actually have their own master chronometer certification sort of requirements, and it's supposed to be a little bit more strict than the regular COSC requirements. Also 15,000 Gauss, just like the previous release I just mentioned. Automatic winding, 60-hour power reserve, so a little bit more than the Seamaster Professional. Really interesting stuff. We've got the leather strap, which is going to be $6,150 retail, and the stainless steel models are $6,500, and it has an aluminum bezel. So a little bit more old school compared to the all ceramic case from the Seamaster Professional release. Also, another Seamaster 300 release that they have come out with is this bronze gold version, which, contrary to what the name might suggest, it's actually not bronze and gold combined. It's actually gold, palladium, and silver combined. Of course, bronze has a really extreme patina that it forms over time, which isn't really everyone's taste. Some people love it. Some people think it's going to patinize with like a certain color that they love or something like that. Then it turns out to be a completely different color, completely different vibe that it gives off, and then they're like, I'm stuck with this. So I guess Omega thought, well, how about we have a solution? How about we have a more sort of like a duller sort of gold that doesn't pattenize and basically keeps it shine for the rest of its life. So they came out with this bronze gold release, and it actually has a ceramic bezel, and it's actually going to be $11,600. Pretty much all these watches that we're going to be talking about in this video, by the way, are coming up with like these waiting list notifications, or like these waiting list sign up things on the Omega website. So it looks like the Rolex waiting list hysteria is now spilled over into the Omega space. So I don't know. I'm not sure if that's great things for the brand, horrible for the consumer, but it is what it is. Pretty interesting looking watch. I would say there's definitely a noticeable, like sort of like a faded look to the case, and it is an interesting new material. So it's nice that Omega is innovating on the material front. That's all we have for you guys today. Please let us know in the comments what you guys want to see from our channel. It could be, there's a whole range of topics out there that we have not explored yet. You know, it could be history about a brand, it could be history about a watch. It could just be, you know, thoughts on like, you know, certain like sort of practices in the industry. You know, really, I mean, it's up to you guys, you know, and, you know, for the low price of $100 for our Patreon, I'm just messing with you guys. No $100 tier for Patreon. You know, just, you know, put a comment. If we like it, we might make a video about it and maybe even shout you out. So just put a comment in there, see what happens. And of course, subscribe to see, you know, what we put out in this channel in the future. So till next time, guys, stay safe and take care.